Oh, what's going on, guys? HK Titan here with another Bloons video. And first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we're going to be jumping back into our Bloons Tower Defense 6 walkthrough slash playthrough slash guide, whatever you guys want to call it. And for today's guide, we're going to be continuing along with our Candy Falls, the brand new map that just dropped. We're going to continue along with our guide for that map. Of course, in today's guide, we're going to be jumping into Impoppable mode. And of course, for this guide, we will have our monkey knowledge turned off, and we will be using the hero Oban. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so for this guide, we're going to be doing something similar to what we did for the chimps strategy. So what that means is that we're going to be starting off with a couple of dart monkeys here. We want to make sure that we get this ideal positioning. And once we get this positioning, we can go ahead and press play. So the first thing that we're going to be saving up for is we're going to be saving up for that ninja. Of course, because we need to go ahead and save up a little bit of extra cash because the ninja does cost $600 for this, for the Impoppable mode itself. Let's go ahead and turn on our auto start here. So as long as these dart monkeys can hold out, we do have enough money that if we do need to buy a third dart monkey, we can go ahead and afford it. But ideally, we would want to go for the ninja monkey to start with because that's going to give us our early game camo detection, as well as it's going to be our primary strategy for up to round 40. So we just need a little bit more money here. See if the dart monkeys can go ahead and deal with these last few balloons. We're going to go ahead and keep things slow just a little bit. See if we can deal with these last few green balloons. And it looks like we do need to go ahead and buy ourselves another tower. But luckily we went ahead and we were able to afford the ninja here. So we're going to go ahead and position our ninja a little bit differently than what we had it in our chimps guide. And that's just to make sure that we're able to finish off these last few balloons that slip through. Alright, perfect, excellent, and amazing. So next thing that we're going to be saving up for is we want to go ahead and start upgrading our ninja monkey. Of course, we want our ninja monkey to be able to start popping massive amounts of balloons. And then, of course, because we had to place our ninja a little bit more towards the back, if we would have went ahead and bought another dart monkey, we probably could have gotten the ideal positioning for our ninja at an earlier time, or we could have went ahead and sold our dart monkey to go ahead and go for the ninja. But this is going to work out perfectly fine because when we start getting into the later game, we can go ahead and buy ourselves 2 ninjas opposed to just having the one. And of course, our ninjas are going to be primarily positioned over here. And of course, if you guys did see the chimps walkthrough and stuff like that, you guys will know that this position for the ninja is extremely good because this ninja monkey is going to get somewhere along the lines of like 300,000 pops. Then of course when we place down our druids and stuff like that, they're also going to do amazingly well. But it's just amazing how well the ninja actually does in this position right here. So now that we have all of this going, the next thing that we're going to be saving up for is we need to go ahead and start saving up for our Oban. Of course, a little bit of a bonus that we have positioning our ninja monkey in the back is that now our Oban is going to be able to pop the lead balloons. If by chance any lead balloons do slip through, or any balloons from inside of the lead balloons slip through, our ninja is going to be able to finish them off. Alright, perfect. We should be able to afford our Oban this round. So as soon as we can afford him, we're going to go ahead and buy him. And similar to what we did in the chimp strategy, we're going to go ahead and place our Oban right here. And we're going to be placing our druids along this little path right here. Of course, starting from this little point right here, working up to the top of this little loop. And of course, you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a couple of rounds. Alright, perfect. So now we are sitting on round 19. Ideally, we would want to go for double shot first, just to make sure that we have that extra popping power. We really don't need to worry too much about the lead balloons because, of course, Oban can pop leads, and any of the balloons that do end up slipping through our balloon or our double shot ninja should be able to take care of them. Alright, and we should be able to afford our alchemist here in just 1 second, and of course, making sure that we get that ideal positioning. Right there, perfect. Now we'll go ahead and upgrade to larger potions with acidic mixture dip, and then our ninja is going to be able to deal with the lead balloons as well. So our Oban won't even need to put in any work because of course our ninja and our alchemist is going to do it all for him. Alright, so for our alchemist, we're just going to be upgrading it straight to a 400. And for our ninja, of course, we're going to upgrade to Bloons Jitsu, and that's going to be more than enough to go ahead and deal with round 40. But of course, because this is Impoppable mode and stuff like that, Bloons Jitsu is going to cost us 3,300 cash. So it's going to be a while before we're actually able to afford it. And of course, we do have 12 rounds left until 40, but no worries guys, this should be more than enough time to go ahead and save up to buy our Bloons Jitsu, as well as buy our alchemist as well. Alright, perfect. And then of course, as soon as we start getting our Bloons Jitsu and then we pair it with our Berserker Brew as well, we are going to need to go for a couple of banana farms because of course this is Impoppable mode. We need a little bit of extra cash, especially at the start of the game, just to make sure that we're able to actually make it to round 100 plus. Alright, there we go. Almost there. We only have another $500 to go, and then we're going to be able to afford our Bloons Jitsu. Then, of course, we can go ahead and upgrade to Berserker Brew, and opposed to going for the stronger stimulant this time, I think we're just going to go ahead and go for the Berserker Brew, and then we'll go ahead and place down our first banana farm. That way we can start getting that extra income coming in, and to kind of make up for that extra popping power, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves some caltrops as well. I know it's an upgrade that I really rarely use, but I feel like this might be one of those cases where getting the caltrops might actually be a little bit of help to us, especially when dealing with the Moab balloon. Alright, perfect. We should be able to afford the Berserker Brew here in just 1 second. There's the Berserker Brew. Now we'll go ahead and upgrade to caltrops as well. There's our caltrops. Now, next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for those banana farms. Alright, perfect. And we should be able to afford our first banana farm here in just 1 second. And we'll go ahead and place our banana farms up here in the top left of the map. Of course, we need to make sure that we're keeping in mind where we're going to be placing down our druids, and we want to make sure that we don't get the banana farms in the way of the druids, because of course we want to make sure that we have enough space over here on the right hand side of the top or left hand side of the map. Alright, so now we can go ahead and place down another banana farm right here, and it is round 38. We have 2 rounds left until the Moab balloon, and of course if things do get a little bit froggy, we can go ahead and grab ourselves our Oban Brimble Patch. I know I really like to use abilities and stuff like that, but I feel like if we absolutely need it, then we can go ahead and get ourselves the Brimble Patch as well. But our ninja should be able to be more than enough to go ahead and deal with the Moab. And just like I thought, of course the ninja was more than enough to deal with it. So I'm going to be a little bit lazy here. I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a banana farmer. Then we'll go ahead and upgrade to increased production on each of these farms. And then greater production as well. That way we get a little bit more income coming in. Perfect. We can go ahead and make sure that any loose bananas that our farmer can't collect, we'll go ahead and pick those up as well. Then start working up towards the monkey banks. Oops. I accidentally bought ourselves an alchemist there. Kind of misclicked. Oh well, no big deal. Because now that we have the banana farms going, we do have a generous amount of income coming in now. And of course, since we are using the alchemist Bloons Jitsu strategy, this should last us for quite some time. Alright, perfect. Now we do want to get this first banana bank going as soon as possible. And especially since this top banana farm here is a little bit out of reach of this banana farmer, I feel like this is going to be the first one that I go ahead and make the monkey bank. And now that we have all of this, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I am going to go ahead and buy 1 more banana farm, and then we'll go ahead and start working towards buying a couple more towers just to make sure that we have that added extra pop ability that we don't have right now, because of course we still don't have the stronger stimulant, which I feel like would be a really good choice to go ahead and buy right now. I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and buy our stronger stimulant right now. We'll go ahead and start saving up for the monkey bank, and to kind of make up for that lost income, let's go ahead and buy ourselves 1 more banana farm and place the banana farm up top here. Grab increased production, greater production, then valuable bananas as well. And this should be more than enough to make up for that little bit of extra money that we had to spend on that alchemist. And of course, because the way the map is designed and stuff like that, unfortunately, we aren't going to get the ideal placement and the ideal amount of banks that we would originally like. But of course, we're still going to have no issues when it comes to money. We're going to be able to afford pretty much whatever towers we want to buy. Alright, and we should be able to afford another monkey bank here in just 1 second. But because we do have this banana farm down, we're going to go ahead and actually buy one more banana farm. And we're going to place it up here at the top left one more time, just because I feel like we do need that little bit of extra income. And then of course this is going to be the last banana farm that I'm actually going to place. And of course we'll upgrade it to monkey bank as soon as possible. Then we'll buy increased production and all that jazz, just to go ahead and get that extra income coming in, because right now we are sitting with $4,500 in the bank. And now the only thing that we need to do is we need to go for the greater production as well. And now we're going to go ahead and take a break from upgrading our banana farms, and we're going to start grabbing our druids because we are on round 53. This strategy alone should be able to take us all the way to round 60. But we're going to go ahead and add that little bit of extra popping power in the very back, because of course right now our ninja is our main popper, and if he lets any balloons through, it's just our Oban that's left to defend. And even though he's a great tower to use, I still want to make sure that we have that little bit of extra protection in the back. So here we go. There is our 5th druid, and then we'll place down one more as well. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a monkey village as well, that we can go ahead and get that little bit of a discount on our druids. And then of course we can place down one more village. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different, but we want to make sure that we're able to or that we want to make sure that our monkey village is able to affect all of our druids. And by doing that, we're just going to place down one monkey village right next to this one, and that should give our towers enough range to go ahead and affect each and every single one of our druids. So how much money do we have in the bank now? We have 14,675. We're going to go ahead and wait just a little bit longer before we go ahead and collect that. We'll go ahead and upgrade the Druid Reach, and then we'll just upgrade them to tier 3s for now. And then of course we do have a plan. We're going to upgrade 3 of them to the Heart of Thunders, and then 3 of them to the Heart of Oak, similar to exactly what we did in our Chimps walkthrough. Alright, perfect. And like I was saying, it should be more than enough to go ahead and deal with these few rounds. And of course, we're going to have a couple of these camo balloons slip through, but our Balloon Jitsu ninjas should be able to deal with them perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and collect the banana farm, and then we'll go ahead and upgrade a couple of our pop lists. Of course, this top one you want to upgrade to the Avatar of Wrath. This one in the back, or this one right next to the front one, you want to upgrade to the Heart of Thunder. Following that, you want another pop list with Thorn Swarm and Heart of Oak, and we'll go ahead and upgrade this one to a pop list, upgrade it to the Heart of Oak as well. And then following that, we'll go ahead and upgrade these other two to the Heart of Thunder. And this should be enough to carry us through the next few rounds, especially round 63. We need to go ahead and get as many of these druids going as soon as possible, because of course round 63 is going to be a little bit intense. But now that we went ahead and upgraded all of these druids, we should be perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and grab this last Heart of Thunder, and then we'll go ahead and grab the pop list as well. Our Oban is almost level 11. As soon as he hits level 11, of course, he's going to get that little bit of an added bonus to their attack speed and, of course, their pierce as well, which is exactly why the Druid strat is so good. Alright, so here we go. This is the round that we need to be wary of, because, of course, these ceramic balloons are a little bit of an issue for us. Let's go ahead and slow things down just a little bit, just to make sure that we're able to deal with each and every single last one of these balloons. Of course, just in case they do make it too far, we still do have the Balloon Jitsu Ninja in the very back, just as a little bit of an added precaution. And we can go ahead and upgrade to the last pop list that we have, and we're going to be able to finish off round 63 strong. Alright, perfect, and we are sitting with almost $5,000 in the bank now. So the next thing that we're going to be working up towards is we are going to want to go ahead and grab ourselves a wizard as well. And we're going to be upgrading this wizard to the center tier, Wall of Fire with Intense Magic, and then of course Monkey Sense as well. Now we're going to be saving up to go ahead and buy that Dragon's Breath. And then the next thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be collecting the money from our banana farms to upgrade these last two banana farm, or these last 2 banana farms up to monkey banks, and then that should be more than enough to actually get us our Avatar of Wrath before round 80. Alright, perfect. We should be able to afford, like I was saying, we should be able to afford the Dragon's Breath here in just 1 second. We just have these 2 BFBs to deal with. Of course, the Bloon Jitsu Ninja should be more than enough to go ahead and do a lot of damage to these guys. And of course, whatever the Bloon Jitsu can't finish off, our Druids are going to be able to make easy work of. Alright, there we go. There's our Dragon's Breath, and now we can get a little bit more popping power from our wizard here. Then of course, now our Oban is level 11. So all magic monkeys within the range of our Oban are going to get a massive buff to their actual attack power. So unfortunately, it looks like this Druid right here is out of range of Oban, so we need to go ahead and get Oban leveled up as soon as possible. That way, as soon as he gets that little bit of a range increase, this Druid that is not being affected by our Oban is actually going to start being able to be affected. Alright, perfect. We're sitting at 12,000 in our bank, so we're just going to go ahead and use this passive income here to go ahead and upgrade to another monkey bank, and we should be able to afford it probably here in just 1 second. Of course, we are going to have to watch out for round 78, and then of course 79 as well, because those are kind of 2 difficult rounds to deal with. But as long as we have our Druids, and then of course if our Oban can get that little bit of a range increase, we should be setting perfectly fine. Alright, perfect. Our Druids are doing an amazing job in dealing with each and every single one of these balloons. And now the next thing that we're going to be saving up for is we're going to be saving up for the last monkey bank. Of course, we aren't struggling with popping any of the balloons so far. Next thing that we really want to go for is, ideally, we could go ahead and get our Avatar of Wrath before round 78. But again, we need to make sure that we have the money to do so. I do want to go ahead and keep all of our monkey banks all the way up until probably round 95. That way we can go ahead and afford as many towers as we possibly can. I think I am going to go ahead and go for a Spirit of the Forest, even though we don't have our monkey knowledge turned on, so you guys aren't going to be able to see the new buffed and improved Spirit of the Forest, but he still is a really good tower to use, especially since we are using the Druid strat right off the bat. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and upgrade this last monkey bank. I kind of lost track of how much money we actually had. And we are sitting with $22,000 in the bank. It is going to cost us $54,000 to afford our Avatar of Wrath. Of course, we aren't struggling one bit in dealing with any of these balloons. Again, the rounds that we're going to have to worry about, of course, are rounds 78 and 79. So once those rounds come through, we're going to go ahead, and if we need to go ahead and collect all of the money from the banana farm, we will go ahead and do so, and then we'll put a permanent spike factory in the very back. Alright, perfect. Our Bloon Jitsu alchemist combo, of course, is still doing an amazing job. He has 150,000 pops, which is of course going to be a little bit more than all of our towers in the back. Hence why I said that this position for the ninja is ideal. Of course, if we added another ninja up here, it probably would work out a little bit better. Maybe if we went with like a Grandmaster Ninja, that might also be a feasible option. Of course, the Grandmaster Ninja is going to be a lot cheaper than going for our Avatar of Wrath, but this entire strategy that I'm using is based around the Avatar of Wrath, so we're going to go ahead and stick with that. Alright, so grand total, we have $25,000 in our bank. We have another 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We have $50,000 worth of assets right now. So at the very least, if we do need to go ahead and sell all of our monkey banks to go ahead and afford our Avatar of Wrath, we can most certainly do so. Alright, so it's round 75 right now. Of course, we are nowhere near being able to afford our Avatar of Wrath. We'll go ahead and see where we're sitting at, or see how much money we have at round 78. If we can afford to buy our Avatar of Wrath by selling a minimal amount of towers, then we'll go ahead and do so. Of course, our strategy should be able to put up or take care of that round with no issues. Round 77 now. Of course, 77 is going to be a little bit more on the easy side. We just have a couple of Moab balloons to deal with, and I think we're going to have a couple of ceramic balloons and BFBs to deal with. Of course, perfect. let's see here. So we have 30, almost $40,000. We are getting extremely close to being able to afford our Avatar of Wrath. It is 77 right now. I think it might be worth it to go ahead and sell one of our monkey banks after collecting the income in it, just to go ahead and afford our Avatar of Wrath as soon as possible, just to make sure that none of these early game rounds are going to give us an issue. Alright, 30,000 in the bank. Let's go ahead and collect this. We have 44,000. Let's go ahead and sell this. Sell this. And let's go ahead and upgrade to our Avatar of Wrath right now. Just go ahead and make sure that none of the balloons on 78 are going to be able to slip through, because they did make it a little bit further than I initially wanted them to. So just a little bit of a note for you guys. On round 77, go ahead and take it off of auto start. And then sell 2 of your monkey banks, collect the money, and then go ahead and upgrade to the Avatar of Wrath. Because it looks like round 77 was going to be a little bit too much for our... Round 78 was going to be a little bit too much for our strategy to deal with. Alright, and perfect. Of course, these ceramic balloons are no longer going to be an issue. Next thing that we want to go for is we do want to go ahead and go for the Monkey Intelligence Bureau. That way we can go ahead and increase our Avatar of Wrath's popping power. Because of course right now he's just in his baby steps. He is a beast, but at the very least, if we can give him that little bit of extra popping power that comes with the Monkey Intelligence Bureau, it would be ideal. So there's the MIB. Let's go ahead and upgrade to Jungle Drums next, and that is as far as we're going to take that monkey village. Alright, and perfect. We do have a little bit of income that's still going to be generating from our monkey banks. Of course, it's not going to be as much as having the full amount of banks that we originally had, but it's still not going to be that bad. Alright, perfect. And this is the ideal strategy right here. If you guys wanted to go a little bit above and beyond, we can go ahead and grab ourselves a permanent spike factory and then put the permanent spike factory in the very back, just to go ahead and deal with any balloons that may actually end up slipping through our Avatar of Wrath's grip. And the only rounds that should give us a problem with our Avatar not being able to deal with them, of course, is going to be round 95 plus are going to be the rounds that are going to be a little bit questionable for our Avatar of Wrath. Alright, perfect. We are sitting a little bit light on our funds, unfortunately, and I still do want to go for the Spirit of the Forest. Even though the Spirit of the Forest is going to be a little bit of a hefty tower to go for, it still would be kind of fun to see a tower that I really use on Impoppable mode be used. And of course, like I was saying, the Spirit of the Forest is just going to be a bonus tower. You don't need to buy them because we are going to end up upgrading this spike factory to perma spikes. So the perma spikes plus the Avatar of Wrath is going to be more than enough to go ahead and deal with these rounds. Alright, so there's even faster production. Now let's go ahead and see where we're sitting. So we need another $4,200 to deal or to upgrade to the deadly spikes, and then past the deadly spikes, of course, we need to upgrade to the permanent spike factory. Alright, and I think the permanent spike factory is going to run us roughly 36,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 36,000 with the perma spikes. So we do have 5,000, so 5, 10, 15. We have roughly $20,000 worth of assets right now. Sorry, I had a little bit of a hiccup there. But alright, so I'm just thinking about how we're going to be able to afford to get the Spirit of the Forest on the field before round 100 comes, because of course, like I was saying, I want to use the Spirit of the Forest because it's a tower that I really use. Alright, perfect. Next thing, of course, like I was saying, we're going to be going for the Spirit of the Forest, and of course we still need to go for the Spike Factory as well. We are sitting with 7,000 in the bank, so I think we should be able to afford the permanent Spike Factory roughly around, probably around 88. And you guys know my history, I am absolutely terrible in guesstimating what rounds we get what by. But of course, you guys can go ahead and make your guesses inside your own head and let me know in the comments below if you were right or if you were wrong. Of course, you guys are going to know if I was wrong because I said 88. We should be able to afford the permanent spike factory. And from the way it's looking, I may have guessed a little bit high because we're already sitting at 16,000. We do have 10,000 sitting in our bank, so we may be able to passively afford the spike factory. And then we may be able to go ahead and collect all of our monkey banks and then sell our monkey banks to go ahead and buy the spirit of the forest. Alright, we are at $18,000 right now. We just need another 18,000 and we will be able to afford the permanent spike factory. I don't think I'm going to pair a alchemist with our Avatar of Wrath just because I feel like it's unneeded, especially if we're going to be going for the Druid of the Forest. It might just be a little bit overkill. Alright, and perfect. Everything is going according to plan. Of course, our Avatar of Wrath is going to shred through these Oh My Gods, and then when the BFBs come out, he's going to shred them as well. So we have $20,000 right now. We have $14,000 in the bank. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go ahead and check the price. I want to say the Spirit of the Forest is going to be somewhere around 60. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And of course, we need to save up another 60,000 to go ahead and afford the Spirit of the Forest. That might be a little bit of a stretch. I don't think we're going to be able to afford the Spirit of the Forest, but we'll go ahead and try our best. We still do have 14 rounds left until round 100. So who knows, we may catch a little bit of a break. Especially since we just have one tower left up to go for. Alright, perfect. We have $18,000 in the bank, so we're going to start gathering that the money in our bank a little bit faster. I suppose if we really wanted to, we could go ahead and place down a couple more banks just to get a little bit extra money going. But if we can't afford the Spirit of the Forest, I'm not going to be too hurt about it. It's just, it's a tower that I rarely use, so I figured why not try and go for it. But it is a little bit more of an expensive tower. Now, of course, I know we're not even remotely going to be able to afford a top-tier Druid, even though the top-tier Druid is extremely fun to use. Even though it can make the game last a very long time, especially when the top-tier Druid goes ahead and knocks back every single Moab balloon, as well as Oh My Gods, as they're coming on the map. Alright, and perfect. We just have another 12,000 to go. I think we are going to get pretty close to it. It is round 88 right now. It looks like we might be a little bit shy here. So it looks like I was definitely close. Alright, so after we pop these Oh My Gods, I think we should be sitting roughly around 31,000. We'll see how much money we get from a Oh My God. That was way off there, guys. That was way off. We only got like 1,000 from that. Alright, so we are at our bank's max capacity, so we'll go ahead and collect that. Now we can go ahead and afford to buy our permaspikes. Now, I do not want to waste some money on going for the permaspikes if just for the Druid or the Spirit of the Forest, because of course, like I was saying, the Spirit of the Forest is strictly a bonus tower. There is no reason to go ahead and waste your money to buy it unless you really want to see the Spirit of the Forest be used. Of course, you can place down from this point on any tower you would like, because the primary strategy that I go for is I go for the Druid strat as well as the permaspike in the back, and that is more than enough to deal with every single last balloon. I mean, if you guys really wanted to, you guys could go ahead and go for Grandmaster Ninja. It's a little bit cheaper than going for the Spirit of the Forest. And then I almost forgot about one thing that we need to do in the very back. We need to go ahead and upgrade to a acidic mixture dip. We might as well buy Stronger Stimulant or Berserker Brew and Stronger Stimulant just to go ahead and make sure that our permanent spike factory can go ahead and pop lead balloons as well as DDTs. Alright, so it looks like we're at 3,000. We have 15,000 right here. I think it might be a little bit tight, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to afford the Spirit of the Forest. I think getting the $60,000 is just going to be a little bit out of our price range, even though it would be fun to see him. At the very least, we'll see how much money we have on round 99. If we can buy it, we'll go ahead and buy it. If we can't, we'll just go ahead and upgrade one of our towers as much as we possibly can. Alright, perfect. Of course, our happy little druid here is going to be doing amazing because, of course, he does have the 5x buff from our druids. So that means he's going to attack much faster now. Of course, the DDTs aren't going to give us an issue because we do have the Balloon Jitsu Ninja. And then on top of that, our permanent spike factory at the very top should be doing damage to every single Moab that passes through as well, because, of course, of the positioning that we used on our permanent spike factory. Alright, and we are in round 93 right now. We have 7 rounds left to go. We have almost $12,000 sitting. So we have $12,000 worth of pocket cash, another $7,000 in the bank. So we're sitting at $18,000 plus another 15. It's looking better and better. We may actually be able to afford it. We still have 6 rounds left to go. Of course, those 6 rounds, we're going to get quite a bit of cash from the actual balloons because they are kind of thick rounds. But the main factor is going to be how much our banana farms are actually going to be able to acquire or stash up in that period of time. Alright, we are almost at 20,000. And then, let me see, this round should get us quite a bit of money as well. Alright, so there's 20,000. Of course, this is just going to be a little bit of a bonus cash round. It's really not too hard to beat round 95. It's just the DDTs that are an issue. Alright, perfect. We are sitting at 9,000 in our bank. We have 23,000 worth of pocket cash. So that's 32 plus 15, that's 47. Ooh, guys, we're getting there, and we may actually be able to afford the Spirit of the Forest before round 100 after all. It's all dependent on how much pocket cash we get, and then of course how much money we get in the next couple of rounds from our monkey banks. Alright, so we have 10,000, that's 38, 48. We're getting there. We're still a little bit shy, but we're definitely getting extremely close to being able to afford the Spirit of the Forest. We might actually be able to afford the Spirit of the Forest by round 98. Once round 98 hits, we'll go ahead and look at how much money we have stockpiled in our bank. We have 13,000, so that's 45. It looks like we may have enough, guys. So we'll go ahead and wait this last round with the reinforced oh my gods, and then we'll go ahead and buy ourselves the Spirit of the Forest next, just because I really wanted to see the Spirit of the Forest, because we do have 13,000, so that's going to be 45, yeah, 45,000 right there, plus another 15 worth of banks. That's going to 60, so we should have just enough to go ahead and buy our Spirit of the Forest. Of course, once this round ends, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of a bonus from our banks. So we'll go ahead and collect that, and then we'll go ahead and sell our monkey banks. And of course, we had more than enough to go ahead and afford the Spirit of the Forest. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade to Druid's Reach, and then Heart of Vengeance as well. Perfect. We ended up being able to afford our Spirit of the Forest after all. And then we'll go ahead and pair a stronger stimulant, and then of course we'll upgrade to faster throwing as well, just as a little bit of a last bonus with our towers. Of course, the Spirit of the Forest is going to be doing a massive amount of damage to each and every single balloon that pops on the map, now that his thorns are spread out through the entirety of the pathway. Alright, perfect, and that is precisely why we went ahead and went for the Spike Factory first, is I was still worried about the reinforced DDTs on round 99, and of course our Spike Factory in the very back did an amazing job in dealing with that. Just make sure that when you're using the Perma Spike Factory, if you are going to go the center tier route, make sure you pair it with at least a 200 alchemist, just to make sure that your Spike Factory can pop lead balloons, hence the DDTs. Alright guys, and it looks like we're going to be wrapping it up here. Alright, perfect. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed or found it helpful, please feel free to drop a like. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Alright guys, so another little bit of a notice. We are going to be doing a 24-hour live stream on Saturday, and of course that's going to be the 1,000 subscriber special. I will leave a link in the description below of my Twitch channel, so feel free to check that out. But anyways guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.